committed relationship? Looking for real advice on having love and enriching your relationship? You are in the right place. Welcome to The Couples Expert with Stuart Fensterheim.
Hi, I'm Stuart Fensterheim, and this is the Couples Expert podcast, bringing you my weekly podcast on love and relationships. Suddenly, summer is upon us, and we're making plans to take our vacations, spend time with our partners and families, and we want it to be a sunny and happy time to keep the stress level low and really enjoy ourselves. However, here in Scottsdale, Arizona, the summer is really a time that I dread a bit, because I recall my first summer when I came out here, and it was in July, and it was a record-breaking 126 degrees. And one of the things that I recall very vividly is a commercial that they were playing over and over on the television where they cracked an egg on the sidewalk in August, and you could see the egg actually cooking on the sidewalk. And that's a bit about what it's like living out here sometimes. It really feels like we're cooking. And what you need to do is really find another way of dealing with your activities because it is so damn hot out here. And I'm not really looking forward to August, but this time of year in June, it's really sort of a little bit of both things. We have the spring, which is about 70, 80 degrees. And then we have the beginning of, and we just had our first triple digit week. So here we are in the summer. And it's really one of those times that I love getting away. And this Memorial Day, as some of you know, I am going to Sedona, Arizona. Actually, it's Oak Creek Canyon. And I'm going to put some photos in my show notes for this week of us hiking with my therapy dog, Ollie. My wife and I, we hike, we play, we eat out. We go to Dairy Queen, of course, and we make love. And what's better than that? We're also going to be going to a winery in Cottonwood. My wife has been talking to Ollie about this almost every night when she tucks him in, and she really does do this. If you think I'm kidding, come to my house some night, and you will see her going over to Ollie, where he's lying on his bed, and she literally tucks him in and gives him a pep talk, about the events of the day, the week, the month, and she's been talking to him about us going to this winery and about this cheese plate. And he has been drooling about this every night when she tucks him in. This summer, in a couple of weeks from now, my wife and I are going to be going on a cruise to Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, and it's just the two of us. I'm really looking forward to this time that we get to spend together, just being a couple, enjoying one another, and our adventures together. You see, when you're a couple, one of the ways to maintain a relationship in which both of you really feel valued is when you two both believe that the fun that you two create, you create as a couple. And that's why I like going on these cruises, because on a cruise, there is activities on the ship, but it's really about what the two of you create together and the memories that you create. And being out on the ocean and away from everything is just so ideal, especially when it's with my wife, Debbie. You know, it makes me think of the Ken Chesney song, Summertime. It's a smile, it's a kiss, it's a sip of wine, it's summertime. You know, I talk a lot about serious topics here at the Couples Expert podcast, so I'm really going to change it up this week, obviously, and make it a little bit more on the fun side. I love having fun, and sometimes especially when we're talking about these real serious topics, we need to be able to laugh at ourselves as well. I love to laugh. I enjoy my work, my life. I enjoy making these podcasts to help all of you figure out the things that you need in your life and your relationships. We're going to be talking about the fun things you can do as a couple this summer. The things you do as a couple with the intention to concentrate on one another and your relationship, to leave all the outside stresses and triggers behind for just those few hours or days that you're together, to experience your partner in a new way, in a new place, and maybe recognizing just how much you love each other. As I'm thinking about the things my wife and I like to do, I was also thinking about the things that other couples might like. I'm going to give you some ideas about places and activities, but first I want to talk to you about making the most of the time you have together. Not everyone's able to afford to go on a vacation or a weekend getaway. You may only be able to go for a drive or a walk or out on a date together. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that you could have the most fun going to the mall and just people watching, or going to a movie or out to lunch. Whatever you are doing it, make it about the two of you. If you're not able to travel, have a local adventure. They call those staycations, where you stay at home and just enjoy the events of your community. Seek out places of interest around where you live. Maybe things that you haven't done before, or things you've wanted to do but didn't have the time. Make that time now. Do something different, but most importantly, do it together. Here's some guidelines for your couple time. Number 1, decide and plan the events together. There's nothing more unhappy than a spouse that feels trapped and dragged along to a destination that they have no interest in. This has to be about the two of you. You both will be enjoying this together and having a shared adventure, so also have the shared plan. See it as a chance to get to know your partner in a new way. Enjoy observing your partner as they experience something alongside you and with you, and seeing you as the thing that created the fun for them. Even if you're doing something close to home, you may still be able to see it through fresh eyes, through your partner's eyes. Experience something new with your partner. It is so exciting and makes for memories that you can enjoy for the rest of your lives. One of the hard parts is leaving the stresses and the troubles behind. I know that when I go on vacation, part of why I like going to like a 2-week vacation is the first week is really about letting go of work, because I think about it and everything that I interact with most of the time, I have a perspective that's about, well, I wonder if I could podcast about this, or I wonder if I could, how would I include this for the couples that I see? So it takes me probably 4 or 5 days till I can just let go. So leave your troubles behind. Clear your calendar and reserve that time for you and your partner. Give your partner your undivided attention and make this a time all about your love for each other. Show them that they are the most important person in the world to you. And if you're struggling in your relationship right now, and you feel like things are really rocky, this is more important than ever to concentrate on this being a new experience for the two of you and not allow any negative association to cloud your perspective. One of the hard things when things aren't going well is when you look around and you see couples that seem really happy. I don't know about you, but when I've had that experience, the jealousy in me for wanting what they want really becomes big. Now, here's the question. You can either look at it and go, what's wrong with us? Or you can look at it and go, wow, that can be us. I hope you be able to do that can be us, and we're doing the things we need to do right now to make that happen. Don't sweat the small stuff. Even if things don't exactly go the way that you would have hoped, call it a plot twist and move on. Chalk it up to the adventure, and don't let some small wrinkle in your plans ruin the event for the partner Or don't let an argument that may occur at breakfast ruin the rest of your day. I like to tell people one of the things we all need to learn to do a better job with is how to change the channel. If we're watching television and we don't like the movie, we click, use our remote, and churn the channel. But so often we have such a hard time doing that with our lives. And sometimes what you have to remind yourself is all it takes is for you to turn the channel and be able to start anew in a relationship. We do that with our kids all the time. I used to tell my daughters when they were in trouble or something, I'd call it a do-over. We're going to wake up and do it. We actually role-played it, and someone would actually go back into the bedroom, pretend they're just getting out of bed, and we start the day. Sometimes we have to do that with our partners. The most important thing on these vacations and time away is to have a good time, to play, cut loose, be authentically you, be yourself with your partner, make these experiences into new memories that you can recall fondly for years to come and will get you through the rough times. I want to take this opportunity to remind you that the Couples Expert podcast is on iTunes. And I would like you to subscribe to them because that way you'll get notified every time a new episode comes out. And I really would encourage all of you to please send me a note or write a review on iTunes telling me what you like about the podcast, what you would like me to be podcasting on. I want these podcasts to really be something meaningful and significant to all of you so that this becomes your go-to podcast for relationships. Find out more about all of this on my website, which is www.thecouplesexperts.com. Join me next week for the Couples Expert podcast when my topic will be first responders and how to have a first responder as a partner, and that it brings some unique challenges and how to really make a relationship with a first responder work so very well. I hope you'll tune in, and I'll be answering the question of whether or not having a first responder as a husband or a wife makes sense. Now let's get back to the show. Couples have a wide range of options when it comes to fun things to do in the summer. Here's a small list. By all means, you can expand on it and find things that you and your partner have always wanted to do together and then do them. There really is no limit on what to do, and there's no time like the present to really spend some dedicated time with your partner working on your relationship without actually working on it. Just being together, enjoying each other, and enjoying some of the activities that the two of you do. And that can be things like, here's the first one, camping. If you like the great outdoors, you can go and as wild as the wilderness or as tame as car camping or sleeping in an RV. As long as you're parked somewhere other than home, you're camping. A beach trip. If you love the ocean, go to the coast, stay near or camp at the beach. Spend some time with your toes in the water. Share this. Share your place in the universe with your partner as you stand next to the vastness of the sea. It can be really humbling and profound to share that with someone you love. My wife and I are avid hikers, and we hike all the time, and we love to hike. If you are a hiker and love to walk outside, look to public spaces and wilderness areas near you. Take a day hike or hike and camp in the wilderness for a couple of days together. Here in Arizona, a lot of people go to Prescott and the White Mountains for hiking because it's also cooler there. Go somewhere you haven't been. Take the hike. Learn about teamwork and helping each other when you may have to rely on each other one day for your survival. Getaways. I love these getaways. Plan a romantic getaway for just the two of you. It doesn't have to be far away and it doesn't have to be expensive. The main point is just to get away together for some fun. Plan a one-day activity or carve out the rest of your time to enjoy the scenery. One of the things that I've wanted to do that I haven't done is these bike camping trips where you can bike, 10 miles, 20 miles, 50 miles, and camp out and just really spend a few days, just the two of you, biking, being healthy, and of course, making love. Cruises. Some of you know that my wife and I do cruises. Plan a couple's cruise to an exotic port. There are romantic sea cruises that you and your partner can take. See another part of the world together and make for some awesome memories with your partner. If you do plan on doing a family trip, go on a family vacation and carve out some of the couple's time when you two can spend without the kids. Get a babysitter if you need to. Participate in some of the adult activities and have a romantic time with each other when your children are there. I talked about a staycation earlier, and I really think that that's the one area that a lot of people forget, that it doesn't have to cost a lot. It doesn't mean that you need to have all these transportations in place or babysitters. You can have a vacation just there at your home. Spend your days together, shut out the world. Tell people you're going away and stay in your home. Order your food or take meals out. Do as little work and housekeeping as possible. The downside of a staycation, if you do it in your house, is the phone and all the things that ring. So you want to do this in a way that's much more like a hotel, and I would turn the phone off. The possibilities with the summer are really endless. You're only limited by your imagination. This couples expert recommends that you spend at least some time every single week with your partner, focusing only on the love you have for one another and showing them how much you value them and appreciate them. If I had it my way, that would be every day. I want you to show and tell your partner every day how important they are to you. You want to let them know that your life is great because they're in it with you. When you concentrate on your happiness and the happiness of when you're together and spend dedicated time really doing things that the two of you truly enjoy, and that your joy is even greater when you see their smile, and that your life is only as good as it is because they're in it. Take care now. Have a happy summer and stay connected. Bye-bye.